What's up, everybody? Dawn the Self-Esteem Queen back once again to just answer a few questions for some of you guys, because sometimes I get the same question from different people, maybe a different scenario, but pretty much all the same scenario. And sometimes it's a lot easier for me just to answer questions in bulk. So if I haven't answered your question personally, please don't take it personal. Like, this is like my downtime, the time that, like I don't, spare moments, what people call spare moments, I don't really have those, because if I'm not working, I'm with my kids. If I'm not with my kids, I'm meditating or praying. If I'm not doing that, then I'm reading. If I'm not doing that, then I'm working. If I'm not doing that, then I'm resting or making food for my kids, or so I run 3 businesses out of my house. And one of the questions that you guys ask me is um, how do I, without a spouse, maintain a household and also my children, who are pretty well mannered, considering they're almost 2. I would love to answer that question just by, first of all, saying I am a little like anal retentive. First of all, I have 2 offices in my house. One is upstairs, one is downstairs. And so when I need extra quiet time, I just come to the office upstairs. My kids are downstairs. I have a nanny cam. They're everywhere. So wherever my kids are, there's a nanny cam. So I can always go on my phone and I can look at my kids wherever I'm at. And I don't just like normally if I come upstairs to this office, that means that my mom is downstairs with the kids, or that means that they're asleep, but I can still see them. So my kids are on a schedule, and I want you to get the depths of how much paper that is right there. Yeah, it's a lot, huh? I know. All right, so since my kids have been born, I have been keeping track of their every movement. So I say that I'm keeping this because when they, come of age, when they start working, I'm going to tell them that I'm going to pull up whatever the minimum wage is, right? I'm going to times that by 2, and I'm going to let them know I want my money back. But basically, I keep these in a, these are just the ones that have outgrown the folder that they're currently in, but I write down everything. So my kids are basically on a schedule. And because my kids are on a schedule, it's very easy for my life to be on a schedule, because I think that I was a schedule type person before I had children. But then after I had kids, I was just like, oh, now I really have to be on a schedule. I had taken time off to really be a mom. And then when I decided, it's really time to go back to work full time, it's like I had 3 different things that I really am passionate about and that I really focus on. And so I had to tell myself, you can't resent your kids because, you're the one that brought them here. You can't stop working because that's your passion. So you have to find a balance in between. And I basically have found that balance in between. And so I, as a result, don't really have a social life unless, of course, I'm like going to multitask. So like if I see somebody, I'm probably like working, or I don't really play like the catch up game. So, like I don't have time to do that. But anyway, so, sometimes let me just also say this. So sometimes I be feeling some kind of way because, I don't think that some people realize that I do actually run 3 businesses in one. And in a lot of cases, I am the product. So when you ask me to do free work for you, I have to ask myself, what about me makes you think that I'm like ready to take on like pet projects of some sort? Now, that's not to say that I'm down on anybody that cannot afford my services. I offer so much free information. I have like so many Ask the SEQs. I mean, you could just really go through that stuff and get a lot of answers to a lot of questions that you may have about life. Or you can ask a question yourself. But to degrade me and down me when, you know what I mean, like I decline to, you know, help. I'm so grateful that I have very tough skin, because otherwise, I'm just grateful that I have very tough skin. So, with that being said, there are, you know, some things that I really want to say right now. And these things are to women who are settling for less. And there are people around me that I love dearly that have been settling for less. And we don't like to admit that we're settling for less until we're smacked in the face with the fact that we've settled for less. And then we spend so much time in self-hate and thinking about the time that we lost that we don't get the lesson and the value of the situation in order to move on and let that lesson be a testimony for us later. I'm gonna need my good girlfriends and my good guy friends to stop settling. People laugh at me when I say, a wise person once told me, like, seriously, if somebody wants to date you, you have to set certain standards. So, you know, the standard is you have to be my associate for a year before you can even be my friend. Okay. You have to be my friend for a year before we can even casually date. That's not even exclusive. That's 2 years. You have to date me casually for a year before we can even date exclusively. That's 3 years. Now, most people don't even get past a month, you know. And so I don't even really waste my time with that, because I have so many things going on right now that I really don't, that's not a void in my life that I feel I need to, you know, fill, or, you know, whatever. But I'm going to need y'all to stop making me feel bad, because I tell you the truth about things. You know what I mean? And the truth is, like, straight up, you can't like play with God with the whole like sneaking around and sleeping with people thing. Like, you can't like be all up in the church like, ah, you know, praise hallelujah, and then you sneaking and sleeping with somebody on the side, because the truth always comes to light. And at the end of the day, no, we're not perfect, but we do have the right to make a decision. And if your decision to sleep with somebody is based upon the fact that it's their comfort zone, even though it's not your own and it's not the standard that you set for yourself, in other words, if you continue to let your standards fall, you will continue to repeat the same horrible things over and over again. And I don't really want you guys to do that, because I know the pain, and I know the heartbreak of being lied to. I know the pain and heartbreak of being cheated on. And I don't really wish that on anybody. And I think sometimes we do ourselves a disservice to not take the time to get to know people for a while. You know what I mean? Like, for a while. And I think sometimes we spend also so much time wanting to have that companionship that we don't realize that all of the things that are supposed to be our purpose around us are supposed to keep us company. Like, I never run out of work to do. Like, I never go to sleep saying, oh, like, you know, completed task. Like, there's always another milestone to hit in my life. And there's always another task or another goal or another aspiration or another prayer that I have. And so those things keep me grateful that I don't have to experience the relationship trauma. But girl, I am not really like probably the one. You need to be writing Dear Abby when you're writing me about, should you leave this guy? Yeah, you should leave him. If you have to question should you leave him, you should leave him. Period. Like, do you know how many men out here in the world? Do you know how many women are out here in the world? Do you know all the things that you're losing by wasting time trying to woo somebody that you should be taking the time to stop and get to know? Why is this one hair all just out of place? This one. It was out of place in the last video too. Drat. Hey. Love it. Okay. So anyway. So I just want us to be more aware of our surroundings and the people that we allow to surround us. And please remind yourself every day that you become the average of the 5 people that you choose to be around the most. Jim Rohn said it and I believe it. And take some time to read a book. Like right now, I'm reading up on gratitude, and I love that the exact book that I need falls into my hands exactly when I need it. Now, this book, right, that I'm reading, now let me tell you how old school I am. I printed this book from Wikisource. Let me show you the date. Aha! 12/4/2006. And it still has such great information. Like, I dissect stuff when I read it, and the great things that I read about that I just, want to share with you guys. And, I don't even know if it's time. I don't even know if you can handle it. But there's so much great information that I just wish that I could start a book club again. I remember when I had a book club, I loved it. But I read some stuff and like, I just be like, God, thank you. Thank you for, I never get bored with my work. Not ever. So I think that's it, because I'm rambling, and when I start rambling, it's kind of like, I think I was supposed to answer some questions. I don't know if I answered any, but, please stop sending me disrespectful emails. Please. Because, it's not necessary. Like, I know that reality TV probably has you guys thinking that, it's okay to do that to people, but I'm the wrong one to do that to. Like, don't do that. Have a great day, you guys. And, don't forget to be kind to somebody today. Sometimes being kind is not doing anything at all. Just think about that for a minute. Have a great day.